Good evening, America. Unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
Montgomery County Public Schools started incorporating LGBTQ pride storybooks into its pre-K through 12 curriculum and wouldn't let parents take their kids out of class.
What?
This included books like Born Ready, about a girl named Penelope who wants to tell her family that inside she's a boy.
Hi friends, welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Linz and I'm Teddy. And this is my best stuffed friend Teddy. And this is Teddy's Book Club, where we're reading LGBTQ plus picture books with you all every Saturday morning. This week, we are reading a book called What's an Abortion Anyway?
Oh, hell no!
Linz, what is an abortion anyway? Well, we're just gonna have to find out in the book, Teddy.
This book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
Oh, boy. So I'm that kid's father.
Okay, good. I was asking for you.
Yeah, I'll take another 3 minutes. So that's my son,
Okay.
11 years old, and went to his library and found that by the entry door of our library, this is the smut that he is finding, all right? I don't care whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the terms are for all this stuff, doesn't need to be at our school. Doesn't need to be at my 11-year-old's library. And then as far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well. And this is bullshit. We know it, all right? We do not need to be having literature that's showing boys how to say. I'm very, very frustrated about it, okay? And you may think that schools know the best for our children. You know who know the best for our children? The parents.
I'd like to read through a couple of the grants that Doge has pulled back, and I'd like to get your take on them. They pulled back a $1.5 million NIH grant to Morehouse College. It was called the Center to Advance Reproductive Justice and Behavioral Health among Black, pregnant / postpartum women and birthing people. Do you think that makes Americans' lives easier and more secure?
I think that medical and scientific research of all types.
Do you think that constitutes critical research? According to your testimony, NIH grants are critical research?
I think that government research of all types in the medical,
including
and
birthing people?
I think bench research of all types plays a fundamental role.
What is a birthing person?
Sir, I am here to talk about the Doge impact.
Well, I'm asking you about this
families.
grant and you're defending it. So I'm asking you, who is birthing people?
I am not familiar with this grant. I take a position that all kinds of government research, medical,
Is a
pharmaceutical,
birthing person a woman? Is that another
biological.
word for female?
That is outside the scope of my expertise.
So let's do another one. This one is called hashtag Transcendent Health, adapting an LGB plus inclusive teen pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys. I can't even say this without laughing. Do you think that that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I am not familiar with that grant, but I think bench research, government investment in scientific and
Teen
pharmaceutical
pregnancy
research.
for transgender boys. Do you think that that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Okay.
Today's pronoun of the day, pup puppy. But why might No, God! Someone want to use pup puppy as pronouns? Well, this person can have a strong connection to puppies and identify with some of their qualities, like loyalty, energy, or softness.
I'm literally
It could also be
freaking
a way
out.
to express a non-human identity. Some people feel that being human doesn't fully describe who they are, so they identify as non. So using pronouns like pup puppy can help a person describe that feeling. And please remember that this is a person's
No chance.
experience. And just because you don't know, you can't relate to this person's
He will not
experience,
survive this.
doesn't mean that it's wrong, doesn't mean that it's bad, and it does not mean that
Send in the white liberal women to lecture these people. I'm serious. We'll send in the white liberal women and they won't stand a chance. They will fold like,
you
whoa.
have the right to bully that person. In fact, the best thing that we can do is to uplift each other and make each other feel seen and heard. Feeling seen and feeling heard is not a bad thing, okay?
This is what happens when generations don't fight wars. Maybe the boomers are right. We need to go to World War III because we need to send this generation in to toughen them up. They're not working anymore. They're filming TikToks. They're doing TikTok dances. They're coming up with new pronouns and they're coming up with new just things that aren't even real anymore. I mean, just look at this video.
Hi!
Can you tell me about your dog?
This is Honey. He is a gay, gender fluid, golden retriever Afghan hound mix.
Yes! How did you know that he was gay?
We have another dog named Charlie. He's about 7 years older than Honey, and they are completely inseparable.
Well, hi! Happy Pride! Okay, well, that's the gossip.
Seriously, screw the Navy SEALs. Send her in. I'm sorry, they, them. Pride belong here. Hot the foundation. Trevor something. I'm like, what? I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Let me get a Jazz Black, bro.
Jazz Black?
Yup.
It's your 50 cent. It's your Jazz
She
Black.
just put a sticker on there without telling them. Like, boop.
Hey, Boss Man, I'm doing you a favor right now.
What's that, big dog? Hey, man,
What?
bro, what the hell?
What happened?
Oh, you put on the money.
I don't think they gonna take this shit, though, bro.
Who?
Man, this shit. Is
Huh?
this...
That's...
You ain't never gave me some LGBT stickers and shit on my dollars, bro.
Wow, what's wrong with that?
Come on, man, what the f***? I ain't even asked for that. You should at least let me know that you're gonna ask some before you put the shit on the damn dollar.
I'm saying, what's wrong with that, though? You homophobic?
I'm not gay, motherfucker. That's the whole purpose why I need some gay-ass dollars for. You know what I'm talking about?
Happy bucks.
Dude, you never with it. I don't it, man.
Yeah.
What shit is that, bro?
At the end of the day, bro, so you homophobic?
Now, I ain't homophobic, but I don't need it on my dollars, though.
What do you feel the LGBT community is doing wrong right now? Coming from a straight guy's perspective, I believe everybody should be criticizable, right? No matter how oppressed you are, if you do something stupid, you should get called out on your bullshit. What's something that we're doing wrong that nobody is calling out?
I think you're just too, somewhat rightfully so, you're too pushy on the topics and on the talking points. We gave the group some leeway and then y'all took it and ran with it. I think people are totally fine with y'all. We don't care, but it's the excessive amount that we don't like.
Do you think there's a difference in saying that? Because I think you agree with me. Do you think there's a difference between homosexuals and or gay people and queer community?
What's the difference?
The difference is exactly what you just said. There's the people like me that just want to live our life as homosexuals and be gay and not push it on anybody. And then there's the queer community, who is the more rampant, shove it down your throats. We need to be in schools. We need to tell, we're teachers, and we need to tell our kids that we're non-binary and teach kids about pronouns at 4 years old. Can you see that there's a difference in the community?
I had no idea that that existed. I knew there was a spectrum of like how far you leaned. I see it for sure, yeah.
A few moments later.
There was another big Supreme Court win for Trump, but it was an even bigger win for parents. The court siding with a group of Maryland families that wanted to opt their children out of school lessons that could violate their faith.
It's a great ruling for parents. It's really a ruling for parents. They lost control of the schools. They lost control of their child. And this is a tremendous victory for parents. And I'm not surprised by it, but I am surprised that it went this far. It took us to bring life back to normal. So it's wonderful. It's parental. And I kept saying, we will give you back your parental rights. They were taken away, and this is a tremendous victory for parents.
Do you believe deploying the military to conduct law enforcement on U.S. soil is legal?
Look, we have to make certain that we protect American cities. If not for President Trump, Los Angeles would be burning right now. We had 6 ICE agents that were totally in fear of their life because local officials, an incompetent mayor, a grossly incompetent governor, refused to do their job.
Is there anything you would not find acceptable for the U.S. military to do on U.S. soil?
Look, President Trump understands what the Constitution is. He understands what the laws are. We have to protect our cities. We have to protect our ICE agents. We have to protect our federal buildings. And Gavin Newsom should maybe get off Twitter and start actually going down to L.A. and protecting his own citizens.
The courts have ruled on the Guard. They will be back under my command.
A few moments later.
Okay, why is Trump back in control of the National Guard, you guys? What the hell is going on? First I lose my pool boy Roberto, and now this? I seriously need a mani-pedi right now. A bottle of wine, cherry ice cream, and a whole season of Will and Grace. Fuck this politics thingy.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
A 4th day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger. In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight they become riots. If we don't have the ability to stand up and stop this violence before it consumes a great city like Los Angeles, then there's no telling where this could spread.
hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.